Hello guys, this is Glenn from Sydney CBD Repair Centre, and today we have a Moto G30 with a defective and broken front display. And when you plug it in, it's turning on, but it's not working. So initially, when you recharge this broken Moto G30, when you plug it in, it shows light through the display. Backlight turns on, but it's not really working. That's not displaying anything. So we're going to replace it. And to start off, we're going to remove this back cover, which is kind of easier to do with these clips on the sides. And this is a telltale sign that this smartphone is in the budget or mid-range category. So typically the flagship smartphones use strong adhesives on the back, and they use glass, and budget smartphones use this flexible plastic which mimics the color and the sheen of aluminum or glass. So first off, we're gonna be very careful not to damage the flex cable that is connected to the back cover. And before we fully detach this shroud, we have to mark it up, so it will be easier for us to know which screw is going to which hole. We're gonna hold this one first. This is really fragile. And first impression, this is not your typical removal for a motherboard shroud. Usually they just pop off when you remove all the screws that are holding them down. But this one takes a lot of care. As you can see, the flex cable is for the fingerprint scanner at the back. We're going to remove the battery connector and take the display, and we're gonna attach the replacement display to test while the smartphone is still half disassembled, so as not to waste time. And at this stage, we know that the smartphone is working as normal. It's just that the display is not displaying anything, so it's now useless. We're gonna put the replacement display aside, and we're gonna continue disassembling this device. We're gonna continue with this daughter board at the bottom, which is covered with this black plastic shroud. This is where you find the charging board and audio board, but this one has the audio port at the top. We're gonna remove this battery because it will give us access to the flex cable for the display here. We're not going to remove the main board because we can just access the cable through the battery. And then we're going to detach the old display and pull out the flex cable. As you can see, this will be going to the bin. And all the components that are attached to the display, front display, we're just gonna be transplanting them to the new one. And we're gonna clean off the sides of this chassis. As you can see there's some bits of glass on the sides. Clean up the camera, put the small bits and pieces that are needed to attach the display. Usually they are for the speaker grill. And we're gonna test fit the replacement display because sometimes when you drop your smartphone, it's gonna be some bend that you don't notice. David knows this issue, so it's just gonna slightly massage the chassis, make the display lay flat when you install them. No screws for the display, so we're gonna use this liquid glue so that it will attach, it will adhere to the chassis. And ensure that the camera is not obstructed. Just clean it up a little bit. And then pass through the flex cable, align, and then press it in. Slowly, and push on all sides, and then we're almost done. Attach the display to the main board. This is the connector. It has its own adhesives. Reinstall the battery. It also has its own adhesives. And then the full reassembly. So, do you want to fix your Motorola G30 on your own? I think we should consider going to a repair shop because some bits and steps on this repair is kind of very fiddly, especially in this part here. And if you break that flex cable at the first step alone, you're gonna be doing a lot of finding of the spare parts for that flex cable. So it's gonna be more hassle for you. So here, David has the parts on hand. Sometimes he just gets them from a supplier and then install it, as you can see here. So unfortunately, we cannot show you the contents of the smartphone because there's some personal information of the client, but we can show you here that the camera is working, touchscreen is also working, and everything is doing fine. We're just gonna clean it up and give it back to the customer. She's gonna be happy with this result. See you next time, guys, in our next repair. Cheers.
If you want your smartphone fixed for a very reasonable price, you may contact Sydney CBD Repair Centre. We also provide mail-in repair services for customers outside of Australia or Sydney. Just message us so we can arrange the shipping of your device.